But here we still are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did either of y'all get on the virtual vacation today?
Nah. I
Oh.
be I be playing on Facebook too much. I be forgetting everything.
I, I set alarms on my
Yeah, I
phone.
miss
I wouldn't remember anything.
That's good.
It was really good. It was about the Bahamas, which is my favorite location, and it was really good. Just seeing different. They revamped a couple of places, and it really it was some good information.
Yeah, the Bahamas is nice. I didn't know they had that
it.
many islands. You could do so many
Yeah.
things in the Bahamas.
Is the Bahamas open? No.
No, not yet. They said
Okay.
they're opening to private boats and planes, I believe, on the 15th of June, and then they're reopening everything else on the 1st of July.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they will be soon.
I'm
I,
trying to go somewhere like tomorrow.
I know. I know. So are you guys planning to travel soon?
I
Just
am. I guess within the next 2 weeks.
Okay. Okay. Where are you going?
Anywhere where they don't cancel the flights and I can get a hotel. I can get a hotel
I
room.
understand. I understand. I understand. I need phew. It's no. I try not to even talk about this so bad. I need a vacation. I have not had a vacation by myself since 2017.
Oh, you overdue.
I've had vacations, but not by myself. Either with we either had to take my mom or my grandson or both. So yeah, I'm long overdue. So whew, that Bahamas, yeah, they gonna see me as soon as I can possibly make it happen.
Right, right. All right, y'all. I'm just posting last minute. See if anybody else is gonna jump on.
I appreciate you guys coming and doing this every week too. I really do. It's very informative.
Yeah, we appreciate you all dropping in every Thursday.
This is what I do on Thursdays at 8 o'clock.
let us know when you're ready to
Get
share
started.
some information.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm busy jabbering. I didn't realize it was after go on. Can you mute me?
Nah,
Cause
you're
I'm
fine. All right, we'll get started. So, it's 8 o'clock on the dot. We'll just start with testimonies like we do every week. Um, so you can unmute yourself if you have anything to share between now and last Thursday. Anything you learned, webinars you attended, any new bookings, roadblocks, new information, rebookings. Floor is open.
Hey, Maurice, this is Jamal. I'll go ahead and go first. Get us
Go ahead.
started. Um, I had a group that was going to Panama, and I just found out today that the flight wasn't going, and that was good because they were kind of worried with everything going on. But the travel supplier is going to allow them to give vouchers, which is real good, so they don't lose anything. Because sometimes these clients they think because it's a pandemic or something that they can't control. If you don't have travel insurance, you're at the mercy of the policies of the suppliers. So just knowing that people aren't going to lose any money per the rep, it kind of made my day because it's coming up on final payment. We had to get it pushed back just so they didn't have to keep paying just to get the money back. So that was a good thing. That's all I had.
Didn't know it, realized it. That's good stuff, man. So, Jamal, what anybody else want
I'll
to share
share.
anything? Go
It's
ahead.
not necessarily, great news, but I think
one of the things that I'm kind of taking notice of during this time period, I'm sure the rest of you guys are doing the same thing, is the different vendor responses, right? How they've been, whether it's the whole time, whether it's been, refunds or travel vouchers. I had a client that I have several clients, and I'm still getting emails saying that, oh, hey, we received this. We just wanted to let you know we received it. We haven't refunded you back yet. These are people with travel insurance. We haven't refunded you back yet, but we wanted to let you know that we received it. But if they want to, they can rebook and get a travel voucher at 125% more. And I'm like, I want the refund. And they're like, oh, well, we're working, if you listen to the whole time, they're saying, hey, we're working on clients who were impacted first. So, from March to April, all the way down. These people were supposed to be in spring break at the end of March. I had several spring breakers or whatever. They still ain't received their money. And I'm just kind of like, I feel so helpless. But I'm like, hey, but I can say that for one particular vendor, their travel vouchers and their deposits came real quick. So those things I'm taking notice of. Like, okay, so I'm going to mess with this vendor. Moving forward, I'm going to mess with this vendor. This other vendor, I used to love y'all, but I don't know what y'all got going on right now. I'm not sure if they're on the brink of bankruptcy or what. But it's just kind of keeping me aware of, okay, let me see how each company is handling these difficult times. Because obviously it's not their fault and it's not the client's fault, but you want to be able to know that, hey, you have, number one, that something's going to get done. So even if it takes up to 6 weeks, okay, they're still going to get this, voucher or their refund. And then you don't want to have to wait half a day on the phone line either. So so that I've just kind of been noticing those things and kind of like, okay, I'm going to, moving forward, I may not use this vendor as often, if ever anymore. And then I'll lean on 2 other vendors a little bit more. So I'm not sure if you guys experienced that as well, where you've been kind of noticing how they've been handling business. And you're like, okay, this is not the business. Like they've been waiting several months now. And I keep telling them, oh, another 90 days, oh, another 90 days. And I'm just very happy that my clients are not getting irate yet, and that they're working with me. So, because it's really the only thing that I can do. And then as of today, I got another cancellation, which she's going to get a travel voucher, but it's just kind of like, stop canceling.
You're not alone, though.
Yeah, you're
not. All of us are going through this. Yeah, me and Jamal, we were talking about that actually today as well. And I think I know which vendor you're talking about because I had the same issue. I canceled. Well, I called to cancel. They offered a 125% credit, and the rebook, the client declined. And they were supposed to leave May 27th. I can cancel until May the 25th, actually. And then they have to wait 70 days from that point to get a refund. So it's been rough, but there's nothing we can do about it. But yeah.
Well, I had a client ask me, did she get her refund back? And I'm like, did you check your bank account? She's like, no. I'm like, well, she's like, I'm bad about that. I said, well, why don't you check your bank account and let me know? Because I don't want to wait on hold, for them to tell me something that I sent you, because sometimes people forget that you send them stuff, and I get it. Trust me, I definitely get it. In April, I tip my hat because now you're looking at certain vendors where you're looking at the hold times, how long they're open, so you'll be able to handle stuff, after hours. Like I like to handle.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That stuff, is making a huge difference now. Yeah. Huge difference. I mean, it mattered before, but not as much because I always give myself some time between stuff. So even when I process payments, I say, hey, please allow 24 to 48 hours, for this to be posted, right? Or just for anything. And if you're, asking for a quote, I may ask for a longer period of time because I really don't know what you want or if it's for a group. So I may need a little bit of time. And then I recently included that, hey, this does not include Sundays. I'm off. So just so y'all know. So it kind of helps me. But yeah, knowing, I can call this vendor, 24 hours or at least until 10 p.m., it helps a lot.
And don't you get butterflies in your stomach when you kind of check the other vendor and you be like, I hope it's a better price on the one I prefer to use. That's how.
Well, not really, because that's how price match works. So yeah.
Anyone else?
Good stuff.
Hey Jamal, this is Elisa. How are you?
I'm good, lady. How you doing?
I'm okay. I was trying to be quiet once again.
Don't be quiet. We need that.
It has been a week, Jamal. It has been a week, but I kind of got a funny story to tell. I'll make it short. I had a client that had a group cruise. Of course, the cruise got canceled because of the coronavirus, and I told her that, Carnival Cruise Line said it may take up to 90 days for a refund. I think I got every word but a nice word out of her. I mean, she was just going off of me like I was in control of her money. But, I took it like a professional. I followed up with her weekly with any updates that I may have and just to, check on her, see how her and her family was doing. Long story short, she reached out to me 2 days ago, which I was totally shocked. And she was like, I want to just apologize to you. I said all those cuss words, and I didn't really mean that. I was just upset because I wanted my money right then. Times are hard. However, we're going to LA, 20 of us in July. Can you help me out? My response back to her in all caps was, yes, I can.
Oh, I thought you was going to say no. I was going to say, why not?
Nah, of course not. And Jamal, I'm used to individuals going off on the edge because of the education world. We see it all the time with parents.
Right.
They'll go off on us for no reason. So being in education for almost 17 years, I'm used to it by now. But, and she was like, oh my God, you made my day because my husband said you wasn't going to work with us anymore. I said, well, tell your husband he was absolutely wrong. And they actually booked this morning. So
congratulations, we got a booking.
Thank you. Yes, I was like, when she said that, I was like, yes, I feel like Obama. Yes, I can.
All right.
So that's all I had to share.
Anyone else?
But you know what? If you would have responded in a different way when she was upset, then she probably wouldn't have, you know what I'm saying, came back to use your services. So that's good that you responded professionally, because it's hard sometimes, especially when it's out of your control and, you didn't do anything to cause the issue. But we got to understand it from their point of view too. So
absolutely.
Thanks for sharing that.
And you're welcome. And Maurice, I'm glad you said that because as we are, booking everything, I'm checking with her on the refund, and they still haven't received their refund. So that little story she told me about she needed her money right then, evidently not, because you just paid for LA in full. So she could have put down a $1,200 deposit and paid the rest of the balance the end of this month, but she was like, I can go ahead and take care of it in full. What she did was she collected everybody's money and she used her credit card to pay everything. So I was
gotcha.
like,
okay.
You got some good clients. They call and be mad and call back and book. I like that.
Look, I can say amen.
Good stuff. Before we get started, anybody else we still got about 3 minutes. Anyone else?
Well, when it comes to those refunds, people are calling, like inquiring, and it kind of breaks your heart knowing that, I know somebody else got their refund and y'all ain't got y'all's yet. And, one of the things I've adopted is it's in process. I talked to them, it's in process. Accounting can't handle it right now because one of the suppliers told me, it felt good to make a booking because I cancel 80 and get one. I said, oh, I'll cancel 40, get one. So, when you look at the big picture, sometimes you just got to educate your client like, hey, they're going to get to it. It's just taking a little longer, and we apologize for that. But I'll just check back in with you and let you know, if I find out anything. But you can't check their account, but you just got to kind of fall on the sword. So, because they are going, a little bit irate. I don't blame them.
And,
Are the vendors? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say it's good that you said that, simply because I was on Carnival Cruise Line training last night, and what she said was they have canceled over 1 million cruises. I was like, that's a lot of cruising. Like and I guess it shouldn't shock me 100%, simply because it's Carnival Cruise Line and get a lot of business. But just imagine how much money they are losing. A lot of money. Because anything that was paid in full that had to be canceled and rebooked, they're going to protect, of course, your commission. But still, that's a lot of money that Carnival Cruise Line has lost.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think someone else was about to say something.
Oh, I was just going to say, you mentioned that the person who you spoke to was like, oh, for like every 80 cancellations, I, book one for somebody. You said you were speaking to a vendor for that?
Yeah.
So do they get like a percentage, or do they get commission
Yeah,
when
they do.
book? Okay.
Yeah, the actual vendor I was talking to, the travel supplier, I was unaware of that. And, you guys, if you do have Carnival bookings, when people ask you about these refunds, just use what Alyssa just said. They had 1 million cancellations. So guess what? It's going to take a little bit longer. I'm sorry It's been 80 days. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough for everybody. But, what's it, 8:15? But you can tell, even by if you live near the airport, you step outside, you can see that even the air traffic has increased tremendously over the past week in certain areas. I know, especially here in Atlanta, you wouldn't see any planes hardly. Now you see, seems like it's almost back to normal as far as air traffic. So that's a sign that things are beginning to pick up, probably at least domestically. But people are looking to travel. I would say within the next 3 months going out, people are looking to start booking again. So that's a perfect segue, because I'm going to turn it over to a young lady. She's already spoke to open up here, but she's actually going to discuss automation. And I think that's very key in your business, especially during this time where we had a kind of time to reset and work on some things administratively. So, April, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, floor is yours.
Yay, so excited. Well, first of all, hey, y'all. So like you said, so since we've had so much time or cancellations in between bookings and not doing a lot of booking, like Alyssa said, she's been attending a lot of different travel training. Well, earlier this year, and maybe last year, Jamal introduced us to this book called Think Groups and Grow Rich: How to Double Your Commissions in the Cruise World for Free with Your Own Widely Profitable Special Events at Sea. Now, when I started reading this, I wasn't necessarily reading it for Carnival or for cruises at all. I was just thinking, again, think groups and grow rich. That's what I was thinking. So one part of, I don't remember what chapter it was, but it dawned on me like, oh my gosh, like this is absolutely amazing. He mentioned that, for a while that he was going to travel training, and then I don't know what stopped him from going to travel trainings, but he said that, it was mentioned to him to go to, I think he may have been already at a travel event, and there was a technology event that was in the same building or in the same location, and he just so happened to kind of enter into one. So basically he mentioned that he went into this technology event and was blown away by the type of technology that they were providing. He's like, oh my goodness, like I need to start thinking about the business side of my business and how I can grow my business and automation and all this stuff. And it was just like, it was literally an eye opener for me to be like, wow, like you're absolutely right. I've been attending all these travel trainings, but I need to start attending some business training because we are all, you know, business owners. We're running businesses here. So how can I make my business run more efficiently? So one of the tools that he used was email marketing and automation. So that's kind of when I set out on my course to kind of start taking online classes or other travel agents who've been hosting business classes that have something to do with automation. So I just started doing a little bit of everything. Not to say that it's easy, but I just started to do it. So I was really excited about it. So that's why I wanted to bring that topic in here today. So just and for everybody in the comments, give me a why if you're doing email automation, or if you're doing any automation, and a no or in if you're not. And I'm checking for the chat. All right, we got one no. No. Of course you are, Maurice. You are a blogger. Okay, Donna Down Debbie, gotcha, yes. Anyone else? Okay, well, I was not that person. I actually had a friend tell me probably a year or so ago, but they were like, hey, well, you need to automate, and I couldn't really understand. So why should travel agencies automate their businesses? Number one, when you're sending manual emails, it's so time consuming, right? You know, for the most part, a lot of our emails are repetitive. We're sending some of the same stuff, right? So it's time consuming. We're sending repetitive emails to people. So one of the things that they said is that it's important to make sure that processes within your organization or your agency are optimized to ensure the smoothness of your day-to-day, right? So it's like you don't want to be doing all that because you know why? Because ain't nobody got time for that, right? We want to free up our time. We want to go ahead and do some more things, right? We want to get more bookings, and we can't be spending more time, you know, responding back to emails that we don't necessarily need. Okay. Next slide. So what are some of the benefits of automation? It reduces errors by eliminating the human error factor, right? Because I know for me, trying to do something. If I'm driving in my car, somebody emails me, oh, let me see if I can email it. I fat finger something, right? And now I've sent something incorrectly, which I hate doing. You can't take it back once it's out there. And it also provides an enhanced customer experience because they're getting it almost immediately depending on how you have it set up. You already have this tailored email or whatever it is, and you have faster response times. If you're in the grocery store, if you're out shopping, if you're whatever, you'll already have, their email will already be sent to them, and you don't have to worry about doing that depending on how you have it set up, right? And it gives you more time. It gives you more time to do other stuff that you could be doing in your business. It gives you more time to go out and do your business. It gives you more time to research, other group trips that you may be hosting. It gives you that time that you need. All right. So I know what you're thinking. Houseplay, what tool should I use? I love this emoji. So MailChimp is one of them. Weber, or it's actually supposed to be Aweber, GetResponse, and Constant Contact. These are just a few, and these are just some of the ones that I know that people are using. I am using MailChimp, and there's this other email software that I'm using that I was testing out. I'm still in the trial period. I don't remember its name, but I'm still trying to figure out if I like it or not. But these are just a few of the simple ones. Some of them have the free trial, so take advantage. I know Aweber, I think they have a 30-day free trial. I think for MailChimp, if you do the single email automation, it's free within that free package. But if you need to do a multiple email automation, then you have to pay for, depending on the package or your number of subscribers, you have to pay based on your number of subscribers. I'm not as familiar with GetResponse and Constant Contact, but that's one of the ones. You know, Maurice, you said you were using a tool. What current tool are you using? And how user-friendly is it?
Yeah, I'm using Flowdesk.
Okay.
I switched over from MailChimp. I've been using MailChimp for some years, and I just recently switched over to Flowdesk.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like Flowdesk. It's user friendly, and it's a lot easier to use in my opinion. You know, as far as the templates and whatnot, especially for beginners.
Okay, so everybody write that down. Flowdesk.
Flodesk.
I am Diamond Bound. Debbie, what are you currently using? I know you mentioned that you are also automating. And Sarah is curfew.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I'm using MailChimp. I used to use Constant Contact for years. I used
Okay.
Contact for years, but I fell off. And then when I got back on, but right now, presently, I'm using MailChimp.
So what do you like about the two services?
Just that Constant Contact, you can manipulate the pictures a little better, but I just like that I can schedule the emails to go out so I don't have to get up. Because at one point I was doing emails like 2 or 3 times a week with my team and that sort of thing. So I can set my stuff up on Saturday to go out for the rest of the week and not have to try to get up every day and keep on top of it. So even when I'm sending stuff to clients, I set it up ahead of time and it'll go out so I don't have to, again, constantly be up on. I just have to watch for the replies.
Gotcha. Thank you for sharing.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So yeah, it's always kind of good. For me, I always ask other people like, okay, well, what is it that you like about it? You know, how user friendly. I'm not a tech savvy person. I attempted to about 2 years ago to set up a Wix website because on the commercial they make it sound so easy. I spent or wasted, let's say, a whole month of my life trying to create a website that turned out to be very horrible, and I hope it's no longer out there. So yeah, I thought that was very, interesting. So I'm always asking other people like, hey, what are you using? Why do you like it? Is it user friendly? Like you said, is it for beginners? Because you want to see what works for you. So use those trial periods. Some of them are 14 days, some of them are 30. Take advantage of those.
I wouldn't say that MailChimp is user friendly though. I don't think it's good for beginners.
I'm learning that. I'm learning that, which is why I've kind of stepped out to use a few other tools, because that's why I'm doing all these different trial periods to try to figure out which one do I like the best. But honestly, once you get it set up, it should be a lot easier. All right, so how do you use these tools, right? So you'll have your email sequencing. So when someone comes to you comes to your website, you want to give them a welcome email. You want to set up a quote request for onboarding process when they reach out to you, right? In addition to that, you want to also have another process for your groups, right? If you have individual or your group trips, you want to have those set up as well, because for the most part, you should already have emails that you're sending out to individuals. You should already have stuff saying, okay, hey, repetitive emails, hopefully that you're saving, you're not recreating, that you can just copy and paste. You may tweak it a little bit to say, welcome to Woo, this and that, or maybe it's about a group trip, especially, I know Alyssa, she does, she's the cruise queen. So a lot of that information that, she may be sending out, it may be tweaked a little bit, but for the most part, it's the same repetitive information that we have. So create a template for yourself. And then once you drop it into these tools, they'll be able to send it out for you. So now I'm going to show you an example. Let's see. All right. Can everyone still see my screen? Yes, someone say yes?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So this is my email sequencing for when people go to my client profile form and submit a request. So this is my request form, email sequencing. And we have how many steps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, there's 6 steps here. All right, so in your very first email, you want to keep it simple, but you want to introduce yourself, right? So my subject line is Welcome to A. Brown Planning Travel Services, LLC. You say hello, you say thank you, and then you want to go ahead and let them know what you're going to do for them. So that's what I have in my paragraph. And then I let them know, okay, hey, this is my process, right? It's going to take me allow me 48 to 72 hours, excluding Sundays, to receive a quote, all right? After your quote has been received, let's schedule a 15-minute call to discuss and answer any questions that you may have. Now, this 15-minute call is really tricky. I'm in the process of trying to set up a scheduler. You know, and like I know some of the conversations we've had in the past, some people have said like, yeah, well, they only text me. They only send through Messenger. just do your best to actually have that phone call with them so you can have clarification. Because what I'm learning is that depending on your client, some people just don't know what they don't know, right? They may want to go to St. Lucia, but they may not know how much St. Lucia costs. They may have seen that overwater bungalow on TV and was like, oh, I want that, but they don't know how much that overwater bungalow costs, right? I had someone last year who wanted to spend a 3-day weekend in Belize, right? But it was literally going to take them maybe almost a full day, because once they got over there, they had to take a small jet to the actual island to where they were staying. So I'm like, so basically what you're saying to me is that you're going to only have one day on the island because you're going to spend more than you're going to spend a full day commuting to get to your, place. And then you'll have that one full day, and then the next day you have to do the same exact thing. And the location that they were coming from was a secondary airport. So you got connecting flights. You're not even getting over there nonstop. So you're going to spend 8 to 9 hours in the U.S., and then you get over there and then have to take another plane. So yeah, that's doing too much. But again, people just don't know what they don't know. So you want to give them that awareness. You can't go to Europe and be like, okay, I'm about to ball out on $500. No, you're not. Sometimes they just need that education. So that's why that 15-minute call is important, because sometimes they just don't know what they don't know. All right? And then I also say, hey, this is a lot of questions. Well, what's going to happen if I'm ready? If I'm ready to book, what happens? Well, you put that also in there. You lay your process down. Say, hey, if you would like to book, once it's received, a link will be sent out where you can securely and safely make your first deposit. Thank you again for the opportunity. I give them my information, website information, which this just goes to my client profile form. So that is your welcome. Does anyone have any questions about the welcome before I move on?
No.
Then you can set up the timing there. As you can see, it says no later than 15 minutes after submitting the quote request.
Yes, I have a question, April. Hi, it's Debbie. How you doing?
Good.
You said your client profile form. Now, do you have like a landing page or
So not yet, but I'm working on that.
Okay.
So my link directs them directly to, so my www.abrownplanning.com goes directly to my client profile form. So there is no landing page for something else. Everything goes directly to the client profile form right now. But I am going to set it up in the future, or I'm working on it right now I'll have different links on that landing page for them to go to. But right now, my link goes directly to my client profile.
Okay, but I'm saying, so how do you drive people? Like if somebody asks about travel, then you give them that link, or are you advertising it, or just mainly if somebody comes to you directly, you'll say, well, here's the link, or you'll send a text it to them, or email it to them, or whichever, like that?
Correct, and I have my link on all of my social media platforms as well.
Okay. So
whenever somebody comes to me, if it's someone, let's say it was a referral that someone sent to me, everybody gets the link. Everyone has to fill out that client profile form.
Okay.
Yes, I'm providing a service, but I also want them to know what they want as well, and then let's talk about it.
So anybody, no matter what, like if somebody calls you up, like if you see a friend, an old friend that you know, hi, hey, April, you like, okay, I want to go, okay, we'll go here, and then you tell them to fill it out, and then you'll go from there, the kind of deal.
Yep.
Okay.
But that's just my process. Like
No,
everyone has to,
I understand.
complete that
That's a good
form.
process. That's a good
Yeah.
process. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. So then that next email, because I send out an invoice to say, okay, hey, for whatever so I have a cost for destination weddings, I have a cost for group travel, and I have a cost for individual quotes. The individual quotes are the cheapest quote because they're individuals, but the cost goes up based on the number of clients for both the group trip and the destination wedding. Because when you think of both your group trips, you're not just booking it, you're providing a service. So you are pretty much there helping them out until and after the trip is taken care of. So that costs a little bit more. But anywho, so once once they pay the invoice, they receive another. Again, you get all this. There's a lot of different platforms that have the integrations. So depending on what you're using, just look for what type of integration that they have. So my next email is saying, hey, we're working on your travel quote. All right, and this is 12 hours after the quote request has been submitted or after I receive the payment. So I say, hey, your payment has been received. I should have put this on a different page, my bad. I just want to let you know that we're about to begin on your travel quote in a few hours, and you should have it in your hands soon. Please allow 48 to 72 hours, excluding Sunday, because I want everybody to know that, hey, if you send me something on Friday, you may not get this until Monday. I'm not working on Sundays. Y'all need to know this, right? So just in case. So you let them know that, hey, you're working on it. And then I say also, in the meantime, if not, follow me on Facebook. Swing by, take a look. Have a great day. Your travel quote's coming soon. In addition to that, on this second email, then at the bottom of the email, I've inserted a few of my recommendations. Like, so people now is just not me saying that I'm the bomb. I'm sending you proof of other people saying that I'm the bomb based on the experience that they've had with me. So what is that? Proof? They call proof of concept. So that's always good. What'd you say?
Social proof.
There you go, social proof. So yeah, you want to go ahead and then add that to the bottom, so then they can see like, oh wow, because people love to see reviews. When you go purchase something, what do? You go to the reviews, right? So if they didn't reach out to you, if they didn't have a referral and they're coming to you from, let's say, the outside, it's good for them to know, like, oh hey, look, this is what they're saying about her. This is what they're saying about his business. That's awesome, right? So now you can add, you can do one or two, or let's say up to three, or depending on how your email platform works. I could have had 4 little small emails down here, or 4 little small printouts of people who have recommended my services and said great things, right? So that's always a great ad. So if you are not asking for people to shout you out on Facebook or send you emails, please make sure that you are asking for their recommendation. So however you do that, make sure that you're getting that. Say, hey, can you shout me out on Facebook? Hey, once they're finished with it, could you, reply on my page? Could you write a recommendation on my page, period, right? Everyone should be doing that. So you should have a slew of recommendations to choose from, or who knows, you may swap them out every quarter, right? All right, so the third email, that's going to be the day that your quote's going to be. You can do this at whatever time you want to do it. It could be the end of the day. It could be, again, whatever your process. It could be midday. So this third email, I have it for 8 a.m. saying that you're going to send the travel request. Excuse me, drink some water. So today's the day your travel quote is on the way. All right. So you say, and again, you can tailor it to however you want to say it. Hello, sir or ma'am. We're finishing up your travel quote. It's been a pleasure to serve you, but it does not end after the quote. Blah, 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 blah. Let me help you with your travel tips, your packing guides, and to help you book your excursions and all this other type of stuff. And again, this is where I say, again, once you receive your quote, take time and review it. Then let's discuss it. We can answer any questions that you may have. And then this is where I've added my Calendarly request. So then they can set up, I put a 30-minute block because sometimes I talk a lot. So I set up even though it's a 15-minute consultation, I set up a 30-minute block just to give myself a little time. And then it says if you're ready to book, just reply with your selection because, again, usually I supply them with 2 to 3 options. Depending on what it is, I may supply them with 2 to 3 options, and then they have the ability to get one more request after that if those 3 options didn't hit the mark. And then I let them know, say, hey, if you're ready to book, let me know which one you like, and I will send you an invoice for the deposit for that particular selection, right? And again, thank you again. Thank you for helping me your travel dreams come true. And then now I've added my phone number down here. I've taken the website away, added my phone number. All right. And then the 4th email is, hey, here is your actual travel quote. See attached. Let's schedule a time. Thank you. Look forward to helping you. The 5th one is 24 hours after sending the quote. And then it says your travel reservations are pending. You know, you're not saying, now you're saying, let's get your travel reservation confirmed today. We're not asking a question like, hey, did you like what you saw? You know, are you ready to book? No, let's get you confirmed today. I think that was something Maurice and Jamal taught on maybe earlier this year, asking for the sale, you know, or just maybe, you know, closing the deal, right? So let's get your reservations confirmed today, period. We're not giving you the option. Let's go ahead and move forward, period. That's how they sell you, right? That's how they do it most of the time. And then I also, again, I'm available if you want to request, if you want to discuss the quote today. Please understand that travel quotes are very time sensitive, especially if they're flights included. We all know this. Sometimes you can hold it for 24 hours. Sometimes you can hold it for 48 hours. Sometimes there is no hold. And if it's a sale, if it's not a sale, all these things have different timelines attached to them, right? So we want to make sure that we say that, hey, look, this price may not be the price when you're ready to book. This price is a great price. That's why this is time sensitive. All right. And then availability and prices can change at any time. Quotes prices can only be protected by placing the required deposit before it expires. So now you're letting them know, like, hey, if you don't put the money on this, you may lose it. You can still go, but you may be paying $500 more. Who wants to pay more money? So so you definitely want to make sure that you imply that, hey, not trying to rush you or anything, but I'm just simply letting you know this price, I can't hold this price without your deposit. All right. Again, now I say again, hey, please reply to this email. Hey, let's talk about your travel. You can call me. So I'm making myself available. I'm giving you the opportunity to, you know, reach out to me if you have questions, you know, either by email, by phone. I'm here for you because I'm trying to provide you a service, and I want to make sure that I can answer your questions. Now, the difference between me and Expedia is you can't ask Expedia a question, right?
Yeah.
They can't tell you, you know, what this experience is going to be like, what's your payment plan. Oh, wait, it doesn't really have a payment plan, right? It's either all or nothing. And sometimes in those pay now, pay later options are not on every option. So again, you're providing the service. Any questions that you may have, I'm here for you. Let me help you. So that's the service that you're providing. Let me help you. Let's talk to you. You can't talk to Expedia, or you can't talk to the little chat box, you know, the robobot. All right. So now, 72 hours after sending the quote, all right, now it's time for you to go see and make your own memories. Look, I know that life is busy. I know that there are distractions everywhere, but I just wanted to send you a reminder that I'm here to assist you with your vacation. And if you need another quote, let's say I didn't hit the mark. If you need another quote, please reply, let me know, and I'll pull another report for you. If you also need to push the planning back, because sometimes they may see like, dang, I didn't know it was going to cost this much money. You know, they didn't say on the Travel Channel that overwater bungalow was like $2 G's per person. They ain't say that. but I want to do it. I just can't tell you right now. Okay, cool. Let's push the date back. We can still make it happen. Let's just push the date back. Make some payments on it. Okay? Put that vacation on their way. Sorry. So yeah, so then you just say, hey, if you need to push the planning date back, that's okay too. Just let me know, and I can keep you on my email list, and we can discuss your travel plans later on. So you're just letting them know, like, hey, you know what? I know that I want to give you time to think about this. So if you're not ready, that's okay. Just let me know, or I can look at something else for you. Maybe these options I have for you are not what you expected. Okay, cool. Let's have a round two. Let's have a round two, and then that's it. That's it. So did y'all have any questions in regards to any of these emails? If any of the sequencing?
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
So from your first email to your second email, or third or fourth, how much time does the bounce back reply with the second email, or do you send that manually?
Oh no, so all of this is, so you set up all of this, the time that it's going to take, you're setting all of this up in the beginning.
Gotcha.
So you have to, let's say, okay, so the first email, you let them know, you send the invoice. This is automatic. You're going to set this timer up automatically after the 12 hours, right? So they see this, you have your quote sent today. So number 4, you actually have sent your quote. Let's say they come back and they say, I'm ready to book right now, I'll pay the whole thing. You can in MailChimp and in other services, you can tag this or tag that particular person and pull them out of the automation sequence. So you can stop, let's say, 5 and 6 from happening. So anytime, let's say you've skipped a step, you can stop that from happening at any time. The only thing you have to do is go in and be like, okay, boop, let me stop this for Jamal. He's ready to go. He doesn't need a reminder. He's good. Let me stop it. He's paid in full. Okay, cool. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Awesome. Anyone else? No other questions? Oh man. Was it helpful?
they got questions. They might be driving or something. You never know.
I do have questions. April, would you send us your wording so we can kind of look at it?
Absolutely.
Okay, or put it up in the group maybe. I do have a comment too. I also use automation when somebody, if they don't pay in full and they book, depending on what they book, if it's a cruise or something, I use my automation to send emails like with videos about the different ports or about the ship, or if they're going to a specific, a resort, I send a video about the resort or the surrounding area, if it's in Cabo or something like that, to kind of keep it on their mind so they can remember that they paid them on it and try to make sure that they continue to pay.
Okay. I mean, you can send, if you know when you set it up in the very beginning, let's say their payment request, you can set it up specifically for that particular group. Let's say, for a lot of my trips, I have the 15th of every month or the second Friday of every month, because I try not to make their payment dates, if I have the opportunity, the same as when people pay their rent or mortgage. So I try to give that little wiggle room of like, okay, let's just do the 15th of the month. So that way it's not a conflict of, do I pay my mortgage or do I pay on my trip? And usually I do that with knowing that if their final payment due date is September 1st, I always put the final due date is August 1st. They don't know the difference, and they're not supposed to, because I know I've always had somebody who's like, hey, something's come up. Can I pay, the day after? So I give myself that wiggle room as well. And then if somebody needs to cancel, then sometimes you have that, that window ahead of time, so where depending on 45 days prior or whatever, you may only lose the amount of the deposit versus 60 days. So that kind of helps out with that timeline as well. And I'll open up my email, or actually I'll just open up my, whatchamacallit, so then you can see. Okay. So here's my form. So whenever I send a link, this is where it's going to go. All right. It goes to my client profile form. So I'm just going to put test, you know, this is test 2, 1, 2, 3, main. All right. Birth date. We'll just put a random date. It was born yesterday. I need to take the stuff off of that. So basically, they're gonna fill all of this information out, all this information. And then at the end, yes.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was just gonna say why you do that. Is that so? Just for clarification for people who haven't used a form yet, do you use Constant Contact to create this form here?
Actually, I am using Cognito Forms for this.
Okay.
I started off with Cognito Forms, and I just kind of like what I have here, but I'm in the process of transferring all this information over to TravelJoy so that I have everything in one place. Right. But yeah, that would be a good idea as well. Again, whatever y'all are good with, or whatever works for you. There's so many different platforms that you can use. This is just the one that I was using. So they're going to fill out all of this information. I have some required forms on, some required fields on here. I have from experience to the optional stuff. If they're celebrating a birthday, if they need to put in any special requests. And then something I recently added on here was, how did you hear about Abraham Planning, right? So I want to know, like, okay, who sent you here? How did you find me? And then again, I have the service fee information. And then for my destination weddings, I have a completely different form for the destination wedding. And then what is required is that they're signing to agree to my services. I put on here, all fees are non-refundable, right? And then it's going to hit submit. All right, now I'm going to go to my Gmail. Now I just need it to come up. Oh, wait, I think I'm in the wrong email. Okay, so I have a new submission. Hasn't come through yet, so we're not going to wait for it to come through, so I'll show you another one. This is what it looks like. Welcome to Abraham Planning, Travel Services, LLC, and it just has all of the information that I put in here that we talked about on the template.
So
and that's pretty much it.
This is your bounce back email after you receive the client.
Correct.
Okay.
Right, and I think I have it set for 15 minutes, which is why it's not going to come immediately.
Got you.
Right. I think I have it set for 15 minutes, so I was like, oh wait, yeah, I forgot. But this is the email that's going to pop through. So they're going to get this like almost, 15 minutes after they receive it. They're like, oh, she's fast. No, it's just already automated. I don't have to worry about going back and copying and pasting this, or if I'm out on the go or whatever, if I'm outside playing or doing something in my yard, whatever the case. I don't have to worry about going back and recreating the email because the email is already done. They're going to get that.
Gotcha.
Right.
So there's another, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so prior to you using like a workflow like this, what can you say is, can you kind of describe the difference or talk about the difference as far as your personal efficiency and what you've seen?
It's just a lot easier. I don't have to worry about it. Like, let's say if somebody were to reach out to me while we're on this, conference call right now, then, because my thing is I try not to send requests really late at night. I feel like, okay, hey, if you're a new client, I don't want to set myself up to be like, okay, I'm just going to respond to you at 10 o'clock at night. because I don't want you to think that I'm going to be responsive just like that. Or so now, but if it's like during the day, then I almost feel like, oh, I have to hurry up and respond back. Now I don't have to worry about doing that because I know it's already sent out. I know it's going to be sent out. I don't have to worry about it. I can continue working on something else. Because I feel like sometimes when people reach out to us, we're so gung-ho on, oh, we got to make this sale, that you try to reach out as fast as you can so you don't miss it. Am I the only one like that? No?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you kind of get ADHD.
You are
Right.
right.
So now I don't have to do that.
Hours. Yeah, I had to force myself to make hours because I was talking to people all kind of times a night.
Right. So now you don't have to do that. This is, regardless of what time, it'll go ahead and send it. But like for me, I recently put on there in Alyssa, though I say it, I do sometimes still work on Sundays, but they know not to contact me on Sundays. I ain't working. Or if they do, I've gotten that, and I've gotten a pretty good habit of not responding until Monday. I may look at it, and what I've also learned is I can schedule my time. I can schedule, let's say if someone sends me something and I go ahead and respond to it, I have learned that, let's say if I use Gmail or something, I'll use this little schedule time. I'll use the schedule time factor and be like, okay, let me just send this. Let me go ahead and answer it because it's really quick. And then I'll just send it off tomorrow. It'll automatically go off tomorrow morning.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, so I don't have to worry about doing that. But there is somebody whose page I did want you to see. I know there are a lot of people who do not have websites. So this young lady, I'm in another travel group with her, and she uses TreeLink and she uses Aweber, right? So this is her landing page that she created. So you can have multiple links here. So it can give you the appearance of you having a website, right? And then you go to her travel quote request form, which takes you someplace else. And then now you have her form. And then this is also email sequencing on this. And she's using Aweber for this. So there's so many different tools for us to use to help make our business easier. We just have to take advantage of it. And again, also during this time, like it may take a while for you to set it up, but there are many YouTube videos that will walk you through step by step, right? There are YouTube videos, there are Instagram videos. There's so many different free tools out there to kind of help train you on how to do it. But I just wanted to show you her thing because I thought this was kind of cool. Like, okay, wait, I can set this up. And then let's say if I have my travel, request, and then let's say I have other trips. Let's say in the future I may have different links for my group trips that I have for next year. So I thought that was pretty dope. I was like, okay, I may have to use this in the future. So that was something else that I wanted to kind of show you guys. But yeah, that was all for me. That's it.
Well, thank you. Let's give it up for April for taking time out of her busy schedule to show us how we need to automate our business. Did anybody have any questions or comments before we get out of here?
Yes, I have one question. Well, comment and a question. First of all, shout out to April. Awesome information. Thank you for sharing. Loved every piece of it. And you're absolutely right about those deadlines. Everybody know either mortgage and or rent is due at the first of the month. So I've always said the 15th. If you never, have your deadline the same as the vendor. So April, you are 100% correct. That's like travel agent rule 101 right there. So thank you for that reminder. And girl, if you can teach me how to 100% take off Sundays in all aspects of my life, I would gladly listen. Because if I shut down from, booking travel, I got something going on with the kids, something going on here, something going on with Gigi, something going on with Nana. So teach me that and I will listen to you.
Look, the kids are almost out of the house. You good.
I mean, maybe about, 3 more years I can say, okay, I'll 100% have my Sundays back. But right now I'm running on no fumes and running like 100% constantly. So
Yeah,
thank you.
ask them to give you an hour.
Hey, I'm trying. Trust me. Thanks so much.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who wants to see April do this again? Give us a 1 in the chat box. She was amazing.
Stop trying to set me up.
We just want to learn. We just want to learn from the best. You know, that's all.
Stop trying to set me up.
We have an overwhelming response that we have to have her back.
I hope y'all like my little images in the PowerPoint because it keeps my attention. We get like put little faces in there.
So we got to put some images in our PowerPoints. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, I'll put some images.
Yeah.
No, y'all good. Y'all good.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, especially little girl. Well, thank you, April. I appreciate you taking time out. You know, I know we put the pressure on you, and you came through like LeBron. Maurice, did you have anything you wanted to say before we close out?
Nope. Good information. Thanks for sharing. Some great tips. I got some notes. And
yeah, I got a bunch of notes. I hope y'all got some.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see you next week. I think Nikki Giles is next Thursday. So.
And if you haven't heard from Nikki Giles, guys, bring a notebook because she's gonna teach you a lot of things. Because she's very, very knowledgeable about this travel business.
What's the topic next Thursday?
Whatever you want it to be. It's the Nikki Giles out. That's what we're gonna call it. The flyer made and everything. Maurice, is the flyer almost made?
Almost. We'll have it out tomorrow.
Okay, we have the flyer tomorrow. Invite your friends.
Okay.
Hear from Nikki Giles.
Okay. Stay ready. You don't have to get ready.
I like that. I like that. Well, good night, everyone. Y'all enjoy your night and be safe out there, guys.
Good night.
All right.
All right. Good night. Curfew.
Yeah.